Hey, how's it going? Before we get started, would you do me a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button? Lets me know that you like my content, that you support it. And go ahead and hit that bell. That way you'll always get notified when I upload and you'll never miss a video. Just click, then another click, and that's all you gotta do. Now let's get on with the rest of the video. You know, I'm realizing I talk a whole lot more about movies than I do games on the channel, but let's change that up real quick. Let's talk some games, and it's the most popular game on the planet, Fortnite. You knew I was eventually gonna do it. I was gonna put it in the thumbnail and in the title and in the tags, and I was ready. I was waiting until the right moment, but I'm really starting to feel like this is it. This is the time I need to talk about Fortnite. And I'm not just gonna be talking about Fortnite. I'm gonna be comparing the Battle Royale genre itself to the competitive team-based FPS that we're all used to. And I'm gonna take the most popular Battle Royale game, Fortnite, and what I consider to be the most popular FPS game out right now, Rainbow Six Siege, and compare why the genres work or don't work. And I'm going to try to stay objective as much as possible, but if I get a little subjective, every YouTuber does, alright? So the first argument that I've been saying ever since Fortnite became popular is it takes no skill. And when it comes to a game like Rainbow Six Siege, skill is how you survive. I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege since last April. I am a level 128. I'm still not good at the game. I'm decent, I can survive, I can even MVP consistently. But the thing about that game is skill doesn't really carry you through. Skill only matters on defense. Sometimes though you'll come up against somebody that far outclasses you, or somebody that has a really good peak spot, and it's up to you to gain the skill that it requires to learn how to combat that. And once you have that system down, like I'm still trying to learn, then you'll be able to last much longer, you'll be able to play the game much more efficiently. That kind of thing doesn't really apply to Fortnite, because you can get cross-mapped, you can get blasted by somebody that you didn't even know existed. Fortnite isn't exactly skill-friendly. In fact, you can only really excel at Fortnite if you're playing on PC. And another thing, that since they cross-platform from PC to phones to console, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things is going to have a huge advantage, and it's really unfair. In fact, when it comes to Fortnite, the only skill that matters is the ability to build. Because if you can build like crazy, then you're pretty much indestructible. And it's impossible to gain skill in Fortnite at this point, because the pros are so good, you'll never survive long enough in a match to learn how the game properly operates. I've played a good 6 or 7 rounds of Fortnite, and I'm terrible at it. And I played it back before it even got popular. The thing is that it was just so hard to pick up, because I didn't feel like hunkering down and just playing it for hours and hours at a time. Because for me, Fortnite doesn't have that replay factor. The matches will take so long to wrap up that by the time you're done with the first one, unless you're a masochist or getting paid to, you're not going to feel like booting up another one. But when it comes to a game like Rainbow Six Siege, you actually have dependence on your teammates. The way that you construct your attacking team or your defending team, you can have a proper synergy working. You can come up with a strategy that will work or it won't work, and if it doesn't work, then you probably can figure out where it went wrong, and you can tweak it for next time. That's another thing. A match of Rainbow Six Siege can end so quickly, it's like, okay, let's keep playing, because the game has variety. Rainbow Six Siege has 40 different operators with slightly different, slightly similar skill sets, and you have to unlock them by playing the game long enough to earn enough of what the in-game currency is called, renown, and unlock those operators as you go along. But in Fortnite, you're only ever the one guy, you know? In any Battle Royale game, you're just the one guy, but in a real FPS, like, you know, Halo or Battlefield or Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege, you can play different classes or specialists or different operators that have different skill sets and bring something different to the game. Another thing is that both of these games give you challenges to complete during the game. Rainbow Six Siege would be like, get 7 handgun kills, kill this many people with your gadget or with a melee attack, win this many rounds as this group of operators. But Fortnite is like, oh, get 25 shotgun kills or something ridiculous like that. And getting kills in Fortnite is only a guarantee if you're on PC and you're pretty much a try-hard, no-life sweatlord. I hope those words don't come back on me at some point. But the challenges in Fortnite don't feel tangible. They just feel like a way for Epic to keep you playing the game, beating your head against this wall, not able to actually succeed. Whereas in Rainbow Six Siege, it's like, oh, I can definitely do that. Let me just play the game until I get that. And you also get this replay factor from wanting to play the game until you can get whatever operator. I just sank in an extra like 20 hours to get Maestro because I like his ability, and I'm about to sink in another 20 hours to get Alibi and another 20 to get Finca, because I just got the game back recently because I quit because of I'm not gonna get into that, but it takes a long time to get these operators and it keeps you playing. You have this reward in front of you. I've talked about tangible rewards. If you know what you're aiming at, then you're going to play until you get it. And then once you get it, you're going to keep playing, because why would I get Maestro and then just absolutely stop playing? But when it comes to Fortnite, the only way to get things is if the game broke and they're giving you something for free, or if you buy V-Bucks and you want skins. That's how Epic generates revenue off of Fortnite for the most part. And for me, it feels not only shady, but also a ploy to get kids to like steal their parents' credit cards. Like, kids love Fortnite because it's colorful and it's cartoonish. That kind of stuff, in my experience, at least keeps the kids away from the skill-based games like Rainbow Six and Battlefield. Once upon a time, Call of Duty, even though that market is a lot of kids, but not so much anymore because of World War II. You're not flying around in jetpacks anymore, so thank the Lord for that, but you're in jetpacks in Black Ops 4, so we're back to square one. Another thing is that Fortnite seems to be heavily reliant on gimmicks, like the whole Infinity War Thanos tie-in. What purpose did that serve other than to ride the wave of popularity that was getting taken from them and put onto Avengers Infinity War? It's a broken game function, basically. The mode isn't even balanced. It never worked. It was never fun. And putting things like John Wick in it is just like, hey, that's popular, let's put that in there. People are going to recognize it. And it's almost like they don't have an actual game. Whereas Rainbow Six, the premise of it sells itself, and that's all they really rely on. They're not trying to get you to come play it because, oh, they've put in Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell or Killmonger from Black Panther. They don't see the need to do that sort of thing. So, yeah, it sells itself. And I know I mentioned buying in-game currency. Rainbow Six Siege does have that. You can buy what the game calls R6 credits, but they're for completely optional, like legendary elite skins or bundles or stuff like that, things that you actually don't need, but just give you a little bit of satisfaction if you have an elite skin equipped and you get MVP and your character does a little emote on screen. But when it comes to Fortnite, if you haven't spent actual money on in-game currency to buy skins or whatever, then everybody looks at you like you have no skill, like you just started the game. And it's really frustrating. It's like, oh, I've spent real money on this game and you didn't. That means I'm better than you, so get. Anyway, that's just my quick thoughts about why Fortnite and the Battle Royale genre in and of itself isn't really built to last, in my opinion. And by the time we get to 2019, Fortnite will be just a memory, and we'll be back to regularly scheduled shooting games programming. But I'd love it if you leave a like, since I talked about Fortnite. Subscribe if you're new. I assume a lot of you will be. And leave a comment of what you'd like to see me talk about in the future. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more,